Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH's Dorit Kemsley discusses Erika losing it on her ups and downs with Kyle and co-parenting with PK amid divorce. Plus update on RHOBH's friendship. Dorit Kemsley has never shied away from a difficult conversation. But as she stepped onto the BravoCon 2025 stage this year, fans could tell she was carrying more than designer handbags and diamond-accented microphones. She carried a story of shifting friendships, emotional collisions, and the delicate art of rebuilding a life after marriage ends. And for the first time in a long time, Dorit seemed ready to speak plainly. Backstage, before the panel lights came up, the chatter had already started. Viewers wanted answers about Erika Jayne's explosive moment with Dorit, the tense silences with Kyle Richards, the changing dynamic with PK, and a certain former bestie named Boz whose absence in Dorit's inner circle had not gone unnoticed. Dorit knew what everyone wanted, and she delivered. The first topic that rolled off her tongue was Erika Jayne. Fans had seen the previews. The clip of Erika raising her voice, pointing her finger and telling Dorit she was done with the games had spread across social media like wildfire. Many assumed the two were headed toward a permanent fracture. It wasn't easy, Dorit admitted, settling into the interview chair as if bracing for impact. Erika absolutely lost it on me, and I think she'd even say that herself. But context matters. We were both stretched thin emotionally. You take two women under pressure, put them in a room with cameras, secrets, and old resentments, and you're going to get an explosion. According to Dorit, the confrontation stemmed from a build-up of miscommunication. She explained that during a cast dinner, she questioned Erika's handling of a personal issue. Erika, already on edge, snapped. It wasn't about what I said. It was about everything she'd been carrying, Dorit continued. But in that moment, it felt like a hurricane coming at me. I had to decide whether to push back or step aside. And I stepped aside. I wasn't willing to let us go down a path we couldn't return from. The surprise came when she revealed that the blow-up ultimately cleared the air. Sometimes you need to get messy to clean things up, she said. Erika and I had a real talk afterward. A private one. No cameras, no glam squads. Just two women trying to understand one another. And we're stronger for it. If the Erika situation seemed resolvable, the next subject felt far heavier. Dorit's relationship with Kyle Richards had been a cornerstone of RHOBH for years. But recently, viewers noticed the cracks. Their friendship, once characterized by effortless laughter and girls' trips filled with coordinated outfits, now looked strained, unpredictable, and surprisingly vulnerable. We've gone through ups and downs, Dorit admitted, choosing her words with care. There were moments this season where we weren't speaking. Moments where I wondered if we'd lost each other. She explained that her divorce from PK and Kyle's own personal upheavals created separate emotional worlds that they struggled to navigate. It wasn't that we didn't care, she said. It's that we both needed something different from each other at the same time, and neither of us could fully give it. A turning point came during a late-season trip when Kyle confronted Dorit about being distant. Dorit, emotionally exhausted from legal meetings, custody discussions, and managing her children's routines, broke down. That night, Kyle and I finally heard one another, she said. Really heard one another. And she held my hand and said, I don't want to lose you. Kyle and I are rebuilding. Slowly, but with intention. Of course, no Dorit interview in 2025 would be complete without addressing PK. Their separation, which initially stunned fans, has become one of the most mature and measured breakups the franchise has seen. Dorit, still poised even when discussing pain, offered a surprisingly serene update. We are co-parenting beautifully, she said. And that's not something I say lightly. There were months when I wondered how we'd manage schedules, holidays, the emotional side of it. But PK has stepped up, and I've stepped up. Our children adore us both, and that's what guides every decision we make. She shared that they have weekly family dinners, not as husband and wife, but as parents who respect the history they share. There's no screaming matches, no scenes, she added. We talk. We listen. We compromise. If anything, we communicate better now than we did before. But the question that lingered in fans' minds, the one that consistently bubbled in comment sections and fan pages, was about Boz. Once inseparable, Dorit and Boz's friendship had appeared to dissolve without explanation. Their absence from each other's social media feeds spoke louder than any statement. Dorit didn't dodge the topic. Boz and I went through a real shift, she said. And I'll be honest, it hurt. Friendships aren't always lost because of a single event. Sometimes they fade because life pulls you in different directions. The two had a heartfelt conversation earlier this year, Dorit revealed, one that allowed them to clear years of misunderstandings. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a fight. It was two people acknowledging we're in different places. But there's love there. Always. We aren't best friends the way we were, but we're friendly. We reach out. We check in. And that's enough for right now. Dorit took a breath, the kind that signals both relief and acceptance. What I've learned, she continued, is that life isn't about forcing things to stay the same. It's about honoring what was and embracing what's becoming. By the time she wrapped her interview, the lights above the stage were warming up for the next panel, and the BravoCon crowd was swelling with anticipation. Dorit stood, smoothing her outfit, her expression softer than usual, almost reflective. Her life may look glamorous on screen, but her words painted a portrait of a woman navigating real-world turbulence with grace. Erika's eruptions, Kyle's distance, PK's co-parenting shifts, Boz's evolving friendship. They were all chapters in a story still being written. And Dorit Kemsley, as polished as ever, seemed ready for whatever the next chapter of RHOBH brings. Dorit Kemsley has never been one to shy away from a difficult conversation. And this season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills proved once again that she is willing to walk straight into the fire when necessary. But even she couldn't have predicted how explosive her dynamic with Erika Jayne would become. What started as a sharp exchange spiraled into a moment so intense that crew members later admitted they weren't sure if it was going to escalate further. And Dorit, ever polished even when the world is burning around her, is finally opening up about exactly what went wrong. It wasn't one thing, she begins, taking a long breath as she recalls the episode's most shocking moment. It was layer upon layer. Stress, pressure, hurt feelings, and misunderstandings that had been building for months. I think Erika reached her boiling point, and unfortunately I was standing right there when it happened. The argument was quick, sharp, and so unexpected that viewers took to social media within minutes, replaying the scene like it was a Zapruder film. Erika's voice rose. Dorit's British-tinged calm tried to level the moment. And yet, the cracks in their friendship were undeniable.